The concert was over. The music had faded. Stadium lights were beginning to dim, and thousands of fans were slowly making their way toward the exits. For most people in attendance, the night had already delivered unforgettable memories. But then something happened outside the venue that nobody expected, and within minutes, the entire K-pop world was talking about it. According to eyewitnesses, BTS superstar Jungkook surprised fans in a way that instantly transformed an ordinary departure into one of the most emotional moments of the evening. What appeared to be a routine exit from the concert suddenly became a scene filled with excitement, disbelief, and heartfelt reactions as fans realized the global superstar was not simply leaving unnoticed. Witnesses described the atmosphere as electric. It happened so fast at first that people didn't know how to react, one attendee recalled. Everyone was tired after the concert, and then suddenly there was this wave of excitement moving through the crowd. Outside the venue, security personnel were guiding attendees toward designated exits while vehicles waited nearby. Fans were still discussing the performances they had just witnessed when whispers began spreading among the crowd. Someone claimed Jungkook had been spotted near a backstage access area. Another person insisted he was already leaving. Most people assumed the rumors were exaggerated. Then came the moment that changed everything. Several eyewitnesses reported seeing Jungkook pause instead of immediately entering a waiting vehicle. Rather than rushing past the crowd, he appeared to acknowledge fans who had gathered nearby. Phones instantly appeared in the air. Conversations stopped. Attention shifted completely toward the unexpected scene unfolding just a few feet away. It felt unreal, one fan said. You expect celebrities to leave quickly because of security concerns. Nobody expected him to stop. According to multiple accounts, the atmosphere changed from excitement to emotional disbelief within seconds. Fans who had spent years supporting BTS suddenly found themselves face to face with one of the biggest music stars in the world. Social media exploded almost immediately. Posts describing the encounter began appearing online before Jungkook had even left the area. Photos and videos quickly spread across fan communities, generating millions of views within hours. Trending topics began appearing across multiple countries as fans attempted to verify what had happened. "Is this real?" one user posted. Another wrote, "I can't believe Jungkook actually stopped to interact with fans after everything." The reactions poured in faster than many observers could track them. Entertainment commentators noted that the excitement surrounding the moment reflected Jungkook's extraordinary global popularity. While celebrity appearances often attract attention, moments perceived as genuine and spontaneous tend to resonate on a much deeper emotional level. This is why fans connect with artists like Jungkook, one industry analyst explained during a livestream. People aren't reacting because they saw a celebrity. They're reacting because they believe they witnessed a sincere human moment. As the story continued spreading, additional eyewitnesses came forward with details about the atmosphere outside the venue. Several described hearing screams of excitement followed almost immediately by tears from emotional fans who struggled to process what was happening. There were people crying, one witness claimed. Not because anything dramatic happened, but because they were overwhelmed. For some fans, seeing Jungkook up close is something they dream about for years. Others recalled the remarkable calmness Jungkook reportedly displayed despite the growing attention. He looked relaxed, one attendee said. He was smiling. It didn't seem like he was trying to create a big scene. That's what made it feel special. The emotional impact of the encounter soon became the dominant topic across online communities. Fans from South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, the United States, Brazil, Mexico, France, and dozens of other countries began sharing reactions. Many described the moment as another example of why Jungkook remains one of the most beloved figures in global entertainment. One fan wrote, "Success hasn't changed him." Another commented, "This is exactly why millions of people admire Jungkook." Concerts are carefully planned. Performances follow schedules. Public appearances are usually organized down to the smallest detail. But spontaneous moments are different. They feel authentic. They feel unpredictable. And because of that, they often become legendary among fans. That reality seemed increasingly evident as more footage emerged throughout the night. Every new angle sparked fresh discussion. Every photograph generated thousands of comments. Every eyewitness account seemed to reveal another small detail that kept audiences engaged. Then another intriguing development emerged. Several attendees claimed that nearby fans initially struggled to recognize Jungkook because of his casual appearance while leaving the venue. According to those reports, realization spread gradually through the crowd before suddenly erupting into excitement. It started with a few people noticing him, one witness explained. Then everybody noticed. The description matched many viral moments involving global celebrities. One person recognizes them. A few more people turn around. Whispers begin. Then suddenly an entire crowd understands what is happening. Within moments, an ordinary environment transforms into an unforgettable event. That transformation appears to have happened outside the concert venue. And according to those present, the energy was impossible to describe. You could feel it, one attendee said. Everyone knew they were witnessing something they would remember forever. As the evening continued, analysts highlighted another important aspect of the story. Jungkook had reportedly attended a concert not as a performer but as a spectator. That alone attracted significant attention. His presence suggested support, appreciation, and respect for fellow artists. Combined with the reported interaction with fans afterward, the entire evening began taking on a deeper emotional significance. Commentators observed that these moments helped strengthen the relationship between artists and audiences. Fans remember how someone treats people, one entertainment journalist noted. Those memories often last longer than performances. By midnight, international media outlets had begun monitoring the rapidly growing story. Fan pages translated eyewitness accounts into multiple languages. Reaction videos accumulated hundreds of thousands of views. Discussion threads stretched into thousands of comments. The excitement showed no signs of slowing. Yet perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the story was not the attention itself. It was the emotion. Across countless reactions, fans repeatedly used the same words. Kind. Warm. Genuine. Respectful. Whether describing Jungkook's reported actions, his demeanor, or the overall atmosphere, fans seemed united by a shared sense that they had witnessed something meaningful. And that emotional response may ultimately explain why the story resonated so strongly. In an era dominated by viral content, audiences often move quickly from one headline to the next. But stories involving authentic human connection are different. They stay with people. They inspire conversation. They create memories. What will happen next? Will additional footage emerge? Will new eyewitnesses reveal more details? Will Jungkook ever address the moment publicly? For now, nobody knows. But one thing is certain. What began as a routine departure after a concert became one of the most talked about entertainment moments of the day. Thousands witnessed it firsthand. Millions learned about it online. And countless fans around the world are still talking about the unexpected surprise that turned an ordinary exit into an unforgettable international headline. As anticipation continues building and audiences wait for the next development, one reality remains impossible to ignore: sometimes the biggest stories happen after the show ends. And if tonight proved anything, it's that Jungkook has an extraordinary ability to create unforgettable moments even when he's simply walking away from the spotlight. The excitement outside the venue should have ended the moment Jungkook disappeared behind the doors of a waiting vehicle. Instead, according to fans who were there, the most talked about part of the story was only beginning. As videos continued spreading across social media, millions of viewers noticed details that had been overlooked during the initial wave of reactions. Suddenly, new questions emerged. What exactly had happened in those final moments before Jungkook left? Why did so many eyewitnesses describe the atmosphere as unusually emotional? And what was it about this brief encounter that seemed to affect fans so deeply? Throughout the night, more attendees began sharing their experiences. One fan recalled standing several rows back from the crowd when the excitement first erupted. "I heard people screaming his name, but it wasn't the kind of screaming you hear at a concert," the fan explained. "It sounded different. It sounded emotional." Another witness described seeing fans freeze in disbelief before reaching for their phones. "For a few seconds nobody moved," the attendee said. "It was like people needed time to process what they were seeing." As those accounts multiplied, a clearer picture of the evening began emerging. According to multiple reports, Jungkook appeared to be in no hurry despite a heavy security presence surrounding him. Witnesses claimed he repeatedly acknowledged supporters gathered nearby, creating a moment many described as unexpectedly personal despite the size of the crowd. Several attendees said they could see smiles spreading across faces throughout the area. Others reported hearing fans cry after realizing they had just experienced an interaction they never expected. One young fan reportedly told friends, "I've supported BTS for years. I never thought I would be this close to Jungkook." That emotional response quickly became one of the defining elements of the story. Across social media, countless fans began sharing memories of how BTS had influenced their lives. Some posted messages about discovering comfort in the group's music during difficult times. Others spoke about years spent supporting Jungkook's career. As those stories accumulated, the conversation evolved beyond a simple celebrity sighting. It became a reflection of the powerful connection between artists and fans. Entertainment commentators noticed the shift almost immediately. "This isn't just about seeing a famous person," one analyst explained during a broadcast. "For many fans, Jungkook represents years of memories, inspiration, and emotional support. That's why these moments resonate so strongly." Meanwhile, online engagement continued reaching astonishing levels. Clips from outside the venue generated millions of views. Fan edits appeared across multiple platforms. Hashtags connected to Jungkook's surprise appearance dominated trending lists in several countries. Industry experts noted that few entertainers possess the ability to generate this level of global attention through such a brief interaction. Yet as impressive as the numbers were, they did not fully capture the atmosphere described by those who had been present. According to eyewitnesses, there was a feeling of collective disbelief hanging over the crowd. People repeatedly asked one another the same question: did that really just happen? Some attendees reportedly stayed near the venue long after Jungkook departed, discussing the experience and comparing observations. Others immediately called friends and family members to describe what they had witnessed. One concertgoer recalled hearing complete strangers sharing emotional reactions as they walked toward parking areas. "Everyone was talking about the same thing," the person said. "Nobody wanted the night to end." Then came another surprising development. As fans reviewed newly uploaded footage, many focused on Jungkook's demeanor rather than the event itself. Numerous comments highlighted what viewers perceived as genuine warmth and appreciation toward supporters. "Look at the way he's smiling," one fan wrote. Another posted, "You can tell he understands how much these moments mean." Those reactions further fueled the emotional momentum surrounding the story. In fan communities around the world, discussion shifted toward what makes certain artists maintain such strong bonds with audiences despite immense global fame. Jungkook's reported actions outside the venue became a central example in those conversations. Some fans described the moment as proof that humility and kindness remain among his most admired qualities. Others emphasized how rare such encounters can be. By the following morning, entertainment media outlets across multiple countries had begun highlighting fan reactions as a major component of the story. Headlines focused not only on Jungkook's appearance but also on the extraordinary response it generated. Reporters noted how a seemingly simple interaction had become a worldwide topic of conversation within hours. Yet despite the extensive coverage, important questions remained unanswered. What had motivated Jungkook to stop and acknowledge fans rather than leaving immediately? Had he realized how many people would be affected by the gesture? Would additional details about the evening eventually emerge? Those unanswered questions kept audiences engaged and eager for more information. Insiders familiar with large-scale entertainment events suggested that spontaneous moments often create the strongest memories because they are impossible to predict. People remember surprises, one industry veteran explained. When something unexpected happens, it becomes part of the story they tell for years. Judging by the reactions pouring in from around the world, that prediction may already be coming true. Fans continue sharing screenshots, videos, and personal accounts. Comment sections remain filled with emotional messages. Social media discussions show no signs of fading. What began as an ordinary departure after a concert has transformed into a global story about connection, appreciation, and the unique relationship between a superstar and the people who support him. And as millions continue watching for the next update, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: the memory of Jungkook's surprise gesture may last far longer than the concert itself. The performance may have ended, the lights may have gone out, and the crowds may have gone home, but the impact of that unexpected moment continues to grow. Somewhere tonight, fans are still replaying videos, sharing reactions, and wondering whether another surprise could be waiting just around the corner. If recent events have proven anything, it is that with Jungkook, the most unforgettable moments often happen when nobody is expecting them. To be continued.